be reviewing a ship and a game called Star Citizen. The ship is called the Constellation Andromeda. Actually, RSI, which is the manufacturing company, Constellation Andromeda. And you can find this ship in a game called Star Citizen. It's basically a space simulator where you can fly ships, run missions with your friends, or on your own. It's just all around a really fun game. And this is actually a pretty big ship compared to most ships in game. 61 meters long. And I'll just go over some stats and hard points in terms of like firepower and equipment and such. So it has a size 6 power plant, 4 size 5 engines. Its cargo capacity is 134 standard cargo units. And to start off with weapons, there's plenty on here. You have 2 size 2 missile racks, with 10 size 2 missiles in each missile rack. And then you have 4 size 1 missile racks with 7 size 1 missiles in each rack. And then you also get 4 size 3 gimbal M5A laser cannons on each nacelle. There are 4 nacelles, so there are 4 laser cannons. And then there are also 2 size 4 twin turrets, and those turrets are manned. So you get to the bottom one, there's a seat. I prefer the top one just because there's much better viewing angles and it's more versatile. And the ship is designed to be run by multiple crew. It says it has a max crew of 5, but there are actually 4 beds. So to run like deep missions where like you wouldn't stop at a space station for a while, you would need to have 5 beds, but there are only 4 beds, so you can only take out a max crew of technically 4, even though there are 5 positions. So I thought I'd start in the back, and then we'll go up back up front. So here in basically in the middle of the ship, the biggest part, like the belly, this is the cargo bay room, what have you. And there's a relatively standard cargo bay here. All your 134 units of cargo are stored here in this bay, and 134 units of cargo all stored in here. I just close this up again. Alright. And then there are 2 airlocks on either side. Ooh, and as you can see, some really great views of those missile racks. They actually go out of the sides, and then they bottom load and they top load. So there's a lot of missiles. You could definitely use the ship as like a missile boat almost. So this is one of the airlocks. And when you're using the ship, you really have to be careful, because when this door closes and this door opens, you really get launched into space. So if your ship is drifting or it's moving and you get launched out, you may not be able to catch up to it, and you may lose your ship. And it takes like 40 minutes to respawn, even if you have insurance. So try not to lose this ship. It does take a lot of time to respawn. Okay, so I thought I'd move all the way to the back now, and this is actually the engineering room. And it looks like there could be some mini games. So when the game's released, there'll be like parts of the ship you have to repair, and there'll be definitely some modularity and like abilities and like compartments and stuff. But right now there is this is actually the cockpit of a ship that's hanging below deck. It's called the P-52 Merlin. It's called a snub fighter, which basically means that it can't jump around. So there's no jump drive, so it can't warp to different planets or stations. It has to either dock to another ship or to stay where it is. And this ship actually comes with a Merlin to fly around, but it has to be docked so you could take it places. And this ship is great for quick defense missions or scouting ahead before you take the Constellation. People call it Connie in game. But you cannot launch this fighter right now, even in game. So I thought I'll just hop in the cockpit for you. Alright. Alright, pretty simple. Ship's pretty small. Only 2 guns on it, so you're not getting a whole lot in terms of firepower, but it is quite useful to keep some pesky smaller fighters like the Origin ships, or it could probably outrun even a Hornet. I mean, it's a pretty fast ship, but it definitely can't do a lot in terms of firepower. It's more about being a pest and just annoying people. So anyways, here I thought I'd take you here, and oh no, you have to do the living quarters. So pretty simple. I already showed you the living quarters. Yeah, 4 beds and lockers. You actually open these lockers. You can't really do anything in them yet, so there's really no point in. But once the game is released, you will be able to store all your stuff. But be wary, because if you have your stuff in here and your ship blows up, then you lose all your stuff. So that is definitely a factor to be wary of. And so here are the 2 turrets, and they actually run on the same axis. I thought I'd show you the top turret, because you've already seen the bottom turret. Some nice animations there, bringing you up into the turret. Alright, pretty nice here. You cannot rotate the turret right now in the hangar, but you will, but you can in-game. So, yeah, it's pretty nice. 2 UI panels that pertain to your target and where you are. All very nice. And as you can see here, the lighting quality in this room is just incredible. Like, you can see like 2 lights here, and just like the lights running along here are in the panels here. You know, I'd be really interested to see how the red alert system works when they add that into the game. And as you can see, there's tons of spaces like here for life support and here for avionics. There's a lot of stations for repair and for upgrade once the game is released. So here's the last part of the ship, the cockpit. And there's 2 co-pilot seats. They're identical. And they will be eventually be different once the game is released. But the co-pilots can't really do anything right now except sit in their seats and kind of like keep an eye on things while the pilot works on piloting. I guess they could do that. Alright, so this is a little screen. Simple enough. Pretty easy. Just power levels. There's also weapon levels and component levels, but you can't really do anything with it yet. But eventually you will be able to, example, take that little thing in the middle, like divert all power to thrusters, or vice versa, or what have you. So there'll be definitely some interesting opportunities in that department. And since the co-pilot seats are exactly the same, there's no reason for me getting in the other one, so I thought I'd just get in the pilot seat. Also, some pretty nice animations there, with the pilot seat turning around, and you getting in it, and then turning back around. Wish the Aurora did that. Alright, so, as you can see, very nice user interface here. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 panels all displaying information, so you definitely can operate the ship on your own if you really wanted to. I personally would not recommend it though, because it's really useful just to have someone in the top turret. Like, if you only want to take one person, put them in the top turret, because that's the most useful. You can cover your back, and while your pilot works on covering the front. So yeah, so you basically need a minimum of 2 people to run the ship successfully, especially in danger space. So it's actually one of my favorite cockpits in the game, just because like you can see everything around you. You can see like a lot of glass here, great viewing angles. And I love all the panels with the information. Hopefully those will be updated so some of them will work. Like these top 3 here don't work, and that one doesn't work. That one does work. Anyways, I like it better when all the information is right there, and I don't have to have another person telling me how things are. So I'm interested to see if that'll probably be one of the red alert like sirens or something. I'm interested to see how that will work. So I'll just get out and show you some of the missile racks. Very nice animations with the elevator as well. So there are the size 2 missile racks right here on the top, but the size 1 missile racks are right here, and they launch out of the front, I think, or they pop out of the top and they start going. They start like going after the target. Also, I saw they showed the landing gear, so like the intricacies in this game, like the amount of detail they put in these ships, is just like amazes me. Like every time I see one, like it's like all those different wires and stuff going into the landing gear. Like they didn't have to care about that. Like they had literally no reason, serves no purpose putting those wires in there, except that it looks cool, and I love the amount of detail they put into it. Makes a huge difference. So that was my review of the Constellation Andromeda, and I will be doing a complete review of the Constellation Taurus once that is available in game. And that was my review of the Constellation Andromeda. Don't forget to like and subscribe.